this one. So we're going to try to make it as interactive as possible, which means that Q&A is open. If there are questions, you can do them here in the Q&A, and then I will answer them at the end of this session. But on the last slides of the presentation, and there's my email address already, the phone number will be shared. So if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to contact me or my colleagues from the HPE team at Tech Data, and we are glad to help you with all the things that will be announced here. Okay, let's get started. So actually, really quickly, that you are aware of what is, by the way, HPE Discover, and it might be good because it's an event in Las Vegas around the June timeframe. But I heard some rumors, it's not confirmed yet, but apparently HPE is working back again because many years ago it existed before COVID, but then came COVID, and then the announcement, the events were cancelled. But apparently there are some rumors that there will be back again an HPE Discover in Europe as well. I heard Frankfurt as a location, which is not that far from Belgium, by the way, just across the border in Germany, but I don't have any dates yet, so stay tuned there. But believe me, it's a really great event. To give you an idea, if you're able to make it in June to the US, I advise it. It's great over there. It's really hot, by the way. It's in a hotel called the Venetian. It's one of the biggest hotels over there. How much was it? I think 8,000 hotel rooms or something like that. So it's insane. It's a city on its own. You think that you are in Venice, by the way. This is a picture from the hotel. This is the mall. There's always a casino, a really big casino. It's underneath here. This is the second floor. This is the mall. You think that you're outside. No, this is all fake clouds on the roof. But there's in the shopping mall boats, guys singing O Sole Mio and so on. So really fun. You really think that you are in Venice, but you are in a desert. Plus 40 degrees outside. There's also then, of course, at the side of the hotel, then a big long walk to the exhibit floor, and then we have multiple levels with meeting rooms where you can attend sessions. To give you an idea, there's a keynote. Yeah, so the keynote is with CEO Antonio Neri. The room was, almost, it was full actually when it got started. There was more than, how much was it? I think 10,000 people that were there, partners, customers, a lot of people, technical sales, a little bit of everyone is going there. Of course, they need to eat. Just a quick picture to give you an idea when those guys need to eat. There was food for everybody. It was actually rather good food as well. And this is then the showcase floor. So where you can walk around. At the left you have Aruba, in the middle you have compute, at the right you have storage, in the back you had services and support. There were plenty of partners. Tech Data was there as well, the Veeams, the Microsofts. So all those companies, they had a place over there, and then you could talk with them, touch the material, feel it, see it, ask questions. Really great there. Of course, COVID was still there. What I liked is that you got a badge, and so depending of the color that you selected, you could say, hey, I am okay for handshakes. Then you took the green badge. If you say, I just want to give you a little fist, you go for the yellow badge. If you say, nah, watch out, I don't want to have physical contact, just wave to me, you got the red badge. So you saw it was still there, but it was very good controlled. I was there for working as well, so I walked around a lot to get the latest and greatest, but I was there as an instructor, so I was teaching a class over there. So we got one of those rooms on one of the floors during the day. You can meet people. The middle one in shorts, it was before the event. It was still walking around to control everything. Antonio Neri, the CEO, was walking around there. Me and my Canadian friend, we just bumped into him and we said, hey, nice to meet you. He's really open, really great guy. At the end of the event, there's always a concert. This year it was Janet Jackson. Was quite good. Oh, I forgot to remove the picture of this one. And there's always a storage party. So if you get invited, because this is by invitation, the storage party. So the right guy is Calvin Zito. For those who know him, is one of my best friends. So yeah, we were hanging out there as well. But by the way, that's the event. Just to give you an idea, it's very intense. 5 days there. In the desert, very hot outside, very cold inside due to the air conditioning. So very intense, but why we were there is, of course, for all the announcements. One of the announcements, don't worry, we're not going to talk only about GreenLake. There were plenty of other things as well, but it's one of those events in 2019 where Antonio Neri said, hey, by 2022, HPE will become an as a service company. Okay, it's not as a service only. You were still doing the CapEx, the traditional business, of course, with all the products that you know, but you can get that as a service as well, because the market is asking for that. And so that's why part of the announcements, they are called GreenLake. Now, don't be confused with GreenLake. It's not a leasing, it's not an OpEx, it's not only a financial thing, it's just how you consume your IT. You're gonna pay per server, you're gonna pay per storage array, per network switch, or you're gonna pay per terabyte or per virtual machine, or per container, or per network port. So it's just more flexibility of how you're going to consume your IT equipment, and how you're going to sell it as well, how you're going to position it to your customers. You're going to sell a server for the upcoming 5 years, and you're going to get that money upfront now, or you're going to say, I'm going to spread it. You're going to pay per month or per year, and you're going to spread it over time, and the customer is only going to pay for what they're asking. Compare it a little bit like with Office 365, where they say, I don't want to have servers and storage and licenses and the time to install it. I just need a mailbox. Well, here with HPE as a service, which is called GreenLake, you can offer to your customers the same experience. And I'm going to give you a few practical examples of things that I think will become popular in Belgium. Know that there are more than 75 services already under the GreenLake umbrella. Not all 75 are applicable to Belgium, honestly, I think, but there are some where I am convinced that it will be very popular, and I'm gonna give you a few insights there, beside all the other announcements of hardware, software products that happened over there. Just to give you an idea about that GreenLake portfolio, it's called the GreenLake Edge to Cloud platform, because it's an online platform that you're going to use to manage your environment that is, by the way, running on premises. It's very important that you understand with GreenLake, it's not just a cloud like all the other Amazons and Azures out there. It's a cloud experience, but it's gear that is on site in the data center, in the server room of your customers. And if you're going to take a look, numbers are growing. It started barely 3 years ago. Now almost everything, it's not finished yet, almost everything is available as a service. But look at that, there are plenty of partners already selling it, there are plenty of customers using it. Yes, even in Belgium, we already have GreenLake customers in their own data center, but they're only paying for what they are using. Okay, so stay tuned. We're going to keep updating you about what is GreenLake, what are the benefits for you. It's the same customers, it's only changing your language. And yes, we're going to help you with that. So if you're interested in that, this week I did already 2 presentations for customers to explain the real value of GreenLake. Okay, so I'm going to help you with that. Just contact us. Like I said, it's a platform. Okay, and too many people think that it's that money thing about capex and opex and leasing and renting and the financial part of it. Look at that, it's only a little part of the picture here with financial services. It can be managed by HPE, but it can be managed by you, of course, as well. So don't think that HPE is doing everything. You as a partner, you can deliver services there as well. Security, compliance is in there, but the main pillar remains that it is networking, compute, storage, all managed by a cloud platform, which is called greenlake.hpe.com. Right? And from there, you're going to manage your infrastructure. If you're interested, I'm going to do that the next upcoming session in October. I assume that you got registered already. Well, there I'm going to show you, actually, it will be a more practical session where I'm going to show you as well, because I have access to all that gear. We can show it to you and to your customer how it looks like to manage your server from the cloud, or your storage array from the cloud. And then it goes all the way up, guys. You know this already with Nimble, with the cross-stack analytics and so on. So HPE now goes in that software stack above. You can see your bare metal servers. Most of us are doing VMs and the containers, right? So independent which workload that you are running, the complete stack is available to that customer indeed, right? So it's a complete solution. Instead of getting those components, it's a framework of what you will be using. Now I get a question. Yes, this is one of those typical questions that I can expect in Q&A, and we can drill down much further than that, but it's very simple. Take a look at the question is, who owns the GreenLake platform installed at a customer? Is it a customer or is it HPE? Well, you can compare with, for instance, again, Office 365. When you have mailboxes in there, who owns the gear? Well, it's Microsoft. Well, with GreenLake as well, the material is owned by HPE. HPE puts it in the data center from the customer. Yeah, but it's owned by HPE. HPE will do the installation, will do the firmware upgrades, unless, because like I said, there are many GreenLakes out there, but that's another presentation. So if you're interested in all those GreenLakes, please contact me. We're going to organize a webinar probably in November timeframe, probably later this year, about all the GreenLakes that exist, because there are flexible options in there. But at the end, gear is owned by HPE. They put it in the data center. You as a partner or HPE will do the firmware updates, and you will control that platform. But the customer is only paying per VM or per terabyte or per whatever. Okay, so stay tuned there of how that works. Good. So that's the platform. Right? It's a real complete solution. Okay, so it goes way further than who is owner and the financial stuff and so on. Now, like I said, a lot of announcements, because my opinion was as well, it's because of that focus on all those services that the other announcements were not that visible. That's why I organized this session, just to show you that there were much more announcements than just what HPE marketing was sending out on all the social media and so on. But as you can see, there are a lot of services. And do you really see products in here? No, not at all, because it's all about the result, the outcome for that customer. So it is indeed about, for instance, data protection with disaster recovery, backup and restore. There's block storage if you need storage. There is compute ops management to manage your servers from a little bit everywhere. Yeah, there are some payment services in there as well. Things that will happen more in the US than in Belgium. So, but as you can see, there are more and more services in there. And by the way, there was a new partner ready program, Vantage called, that was announced there, just for you being an HPE partner to be able to deliver as well your own services under the GreenLake umbrella as well. Now, one of the biggest, from my point, the biggest announcement, at least for GreenLake, because I have plenty of others later in this presentation as well. But to me, one that I like the most, because there are customers here who will be interested in this. It's a thing called Private Cloud Enterprise. So it's called GreenLake for Private Cloud Enterprise. Now it looks big, it looks expensive and so on. Well, not really, but what it will do is Well, your customer says, hey, I need to run 20 virtual machines. Well, okay, 20 VMs, very good. We start with, how big are those VMs? How many capacity? I need servers, storage, networking, cables, licenses, support. I need to install it. And you're going to create that complete bill of material. Yeah, and you need a few days or weeks to install that platform for that customer, and then you can use it for 3, 4, 5 years. Well, keep on doing that, doing a good job. But know that there are customers who are not interested in this anymore. They say, hey guys, when I go to Microsoft and I say I need 50 mailboxes, I just have to give those 50 email addresses, click, everything is automated, bang, a few minutes later, my 50 mailboxes are there. Can I do the same for those virtual machines? Well, the answer today is GreenLake for Private Cloud Enterprise. What does it do? The customer, or you, by the way, because probably you are managing the environment for that customer, but the idea is that you or that customer goes to greenlake.hpe.com and he just says, I need a virtual machine, just like I need a mailbox. You go there and you say, I need a virtual machine. You have an option, small, medium, large, of how many memory, CPU, and capacity. You can set that up completely. Click OK. Then all the magic, the automation from the software happens. And a few minutes later, bang, there you go. That virtual machine is created. Very important. Where is that virtual machine created? On the gear, on that VMware platform that is running in your data center. Okay, it's only the automation, that the software that is part of that private cloud enterprise. Okay, that is built by HPE. The gear that you have locally, you will recognize it's a ProLiant DL385 or a DL325, and there is a nimble array behind it with some HPE networking switches, but so everything is included. It's a ready-to-use platform. So it's all that you need to understand. It's the same from what you're doing now, only the consumption, how you consume it, is different. Now, this platform, know that it can deliver VMs, because I think in Belgium, the most of us are running virtual machines. But for those who are doing application development with containers, Docker, Kubernetes, I see more and more requests for Docker and Kubernetes. It's a nightmare to set it up. Before you get actual return on investment, it takes weeks before you get an outcome. Well, with Private Cloud Enterprise, it's one platform. You need a VM, we can do it. You need containers. Click, you go to the portal, bang, there are your containers. And by the way, you're only paying when you're consuming using those containers. And also even bare metal. We're the first ones where you can say that you want to have a bare metal for some kind of an application that needs a bare metal server. Well, at that moment, the platform throughout that consumption portal will deploy a bare metal server for you for your application. Yeah, and then you get an IP address and a password, you connect to that server and you can start using it. Yeah, so that's the only thing. I don't dive deeper in this. If you're interested, or if you have customers who are interested in this, well, feel free to let us know. I can demo it to you. So when you go to the HPE demonstration portal, you can go there. By the way, the best thing to get started is go to greenlake.hpe.com. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't even need an account. You go there and you will see that there is a way to test drive. It's called the GreenLake test drive. You can try it for yourself, how easy it is to spin up a virtual machine or to spin up storage or containers. Okay, and in the backend, it's all the same things that you were doing. It's just software on top of it. Okay, so like I said, you can deploy bare metal servers, virtual machines, which I think will be the most popular today to get started. And then those containers, definitely when customers are doing application development or the new style of applications. Okay, so like I said, are we going to use it for those SMB, really small customers? No, not at all. Like I said, you need to be aware, because what is coming now, you will see next year and in 2 years. Yes, it will be there for SMBs as well. Okay, so you got to get started somewhere. The next thing that was there is the GreenLake Data Fabric. Again, this looks big now, but I think in 1-2 years that this will be the way of how you're gonna consume storage. That customer that says, I need storage, I need a few terabytes. See how easy it is when I go to the cloud. Well, here it's exactly the same. It's on-premises storage, but independent of how you want to connect with your applications or your virtual machines, and you want to do data protection afterwards, it's just a storage pool, and you're gonna decide which application or which hypervisor is gonna store data in that GreenLake Data Fabric. So again, instead of selling storage boxes and everything that goes together with it, now the customer will only see a storage pool and it says, I need 500 gig to store an SQL database. And that's it. And he will pay for that 500 gig for that SQL database. And he doesn't see that storage behind it anymore. Again, it's just a way of how you consume IT. Popular in Belgium for sure, hyper-converged infrastructure, nimble DHCI, and Simplivity. Keep on selling Simplivity and nimble DHCI. We will do it. The only thing that was announced now, and we can show it, yeah, because by the way, there is a program. If you have customers who are interested, there is a program so that you can test drive it already. But the idea now is that HCI, GreenLake for HCI, it's a software stack on top of your hyper-converged infrastructure that you have already. And by the way, this is a CapEx thing. So this is not the financial thing, right? A customer has on-premises hyper-converged infrastructure. Initially, it's nimble DHCI, but Simplivity is on the roadmap. But so what does it do? Instead of seeing a VMware platform where you're gonna deploy, right-click, new VM, and so on and so on. No, now you're gonna get one portal in the cloud, greenlake.hpe.com, and you're gonna consume those VMs as a service, okay? Yeah, and let it be clear, at that moment, the infrastructure was paid upfront in CapEx, nothing changes there. But again, how you consume it, you see just a portal, and you say, I need 5 VMs, bang. And then the software will deploy those VMs for you, okay? By the way, just to prove that it runs on premises, it can manage as well AWS VM. So if you have a customer with Amazon Web Services, well, even with our HCI manager, we can spin up virtual machines on your Amazon cloud instance as well. Just to prove that it's an open platform where you have the choice, if that customer says, I want to deploy a hybrid cloud, that you can move from one to the other as well. Data protection, disaster recovery, or you keep on working like you're doing now. Oh, you want a backup solution, you want to do disaster recovery. Well, you need a server with storage and Veeam. We're going to install a proxy. We need an orchestrator. We need this, we need that. We're going to create a backup job. We're going to make a replication job from here to there. All manual things that you're going to do. Well, if you like that, if your customers like that, keep on doing it. But with GreenLake for backup and recovery and disaster recovery, you can offer all that now as a service again. Yeah. So what does it do? You just have to select your virtual machines. I want these 10 virtual machines. I want to protect them. You hit OK. You apply that policy. What's in that policy? How many copies here? How many copies there? And bang, there you go. Your VMs are protected and you can restore them as a service. What are you selling? just data protection per virtual machine. With the customer, you want to have 3 additional virtual machines in there, well, you're going to pay for those 3. Everything, the technical part that is behind, it's as a service, right? Or you go the traditional way, or you go the GreenLake way, or the new style of way, where you're going to consume that as a service. So this is the second one. So we have disaster recovery, and then we have backup and recovery service as well. This is one thing that I think in the upcoming year will become popular. Will it replace the Veeams and the Commvaults of this planet? No, not at all. It's just another way of how you can sell a backup solution to your customer. The final one as well, what I think, this is the second one that I think will become very popular, is GreenLake for compute ops management. Oh, you have all those customers spread everywhere in Belgium and maybe beyond. And you got to go there time by time to update that server, to troubleshoot that server, to monitor that server. And depending on the size of that customer, every server has an ILO. So we have an ILO to see how good or how bad it goes. If that customer has multiple servers, we have a shared solution, like depending on the size of the customer, we have ILO amplifier pack. If you want to have ET phone home functionality so that a support case is created, we have inside remote support that also you need to deploy. For the little bit bigger customers, we have one view. So we have a lot of tools in the system on premises, and then we have the support portal from HPE in the cloud, right? support.hpe.com. Now you can keep on using all those solutions and build it up yourself like some kind of a Lego solution, and it works great and it will stay there to work. However, the new style of how HPE sees your server management is what we call compute ops management. What does it do? Well, we're going to take the compute management to the cloud. For instance, your servers, your ILOs, what they will do now is with Gen 10 and beyond, what is coming, those ILOs will register, they will set up a secure connection with the cloud, and now you can manage your servers from the cloud. If you're interested, again, I'm going to show it in the session in October. I'm going to show it. If you're interested earlier, call me. We'll set up a meeting and I will show how it works. But it's one interface from all your customers. So you can see all your tens of hundreds of customers with all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 servers running on premises. You can see how good, how bad it goes with that server. So if its disk is broken, if the temperature is too high, there's a power supply disconnected, you can see those alerts. You can create a support case directly from there. And the first thing today that you can do already is firmware updates. So you don't have to go anymore to support.hpe.com, download the SPP, the service pack for ProLiant. It's a really big file. Put it on a USB key, drive to your customer, plug it in, update the server, reboot the server, and then do this for all your customers. No, with compute ops management, you're gonna do it from your place at home or at the office. From a cloud-based portal, greenlake.hpe.com, you can update the firmware of your service. That is what's possible today. This is just version 1. With the upcoming updates from Compute Ops Management at Discover in Vegas, I saw the future already as well. I'm not allowed to talk about it, definitely not in a publicly available webinar like this. We can do that off the record at the coffee machine later. But so there, I have seen things. The idea is that the complete lifecycle management from a ProLiant server will happen in here. Just to give you a little idea, you sell a server to a customer in a traditional way, right? Not even GreenLake, In a traditional way, you sell a server to your customer. The idea with Compute Ops Management is that you ship that server to the customer. He has to plug in the power and a network cable. And from that moment on, once that server is plugged in the network with an internet connection, at that moment, you can manage that server from your office or even from where I am now in my office at home. Yeah, and I can say, power on that server, install VMware. Yeah, so server provisioning is coming here as well. Okay, so that you say that server needs to be a VMware server. These are the settings. Server gets plugged in, powered on, and the installation will be done over the internet. Okay, and now I see you think, this can be interesting. What do I need for that? Well, guys, this is GreenLake, of course. It's subscription based, just like Office 365. You pay per month or per year. Now, this is not per month, but you see, we have a 1 and a 3 year term subscription service, which you can pay per month or quarterly or annually. That's how you want to pay for it. But at that moment, like that ILO Advanced license, when you sold a ProLiant server, now you sold that ILO Advanced license. Yeah, one time off. Well, now what you're going to sell is a Compute Ops Management license. By the way, the SKUs are there. It is available since this summer, so you can start already now selling it. Okay, so you have better control of your server management. If you're interested, I can show it to you how it looks like. I have here at home a micro ProLiant, those tiny micro ProLiant Qt servers. Well, even that one is supported in there. Gen 10 and above, you can manage your servers from one cloud portal. I'm going to show it to you in the session in October, by the way. So look at that. I'm going to stop about all these services. It's just awareness that you know of what is coming, of what is available. Look at that, more than 70 services. So tell me what you want to offer to your customer, and you can offer it as a service. Okay? Even competencies that you don't know. If you say, I have a customer who is interested in SAP HANA, but I don't have the knowledge about SAP HANA. Well, now with GreenLake, you can sell SAP HANA services to your customer. What's the idea? HPE will do all the dirty job then, by the way, for that SAP HANA. Yeah, but you will get, of course, you will get money for the service that you sold, right? And believe me, the percentages selling GreenLake is much higher than the percentages on selling a traditional server. So yes, it is an interesting model. Will it fit for every customer out of there? Nope, not at all. We will keep on going the traditional way and the GreenLake way. It's just we're going to expand our portfolio, more things that you can sell. Just listen to your customer, what they need, and we will find together a solution. Now, you get a copy of the presentation. There is this video as well. Like I said, the demo will be in the next session, or just call me. We'll set up a call and I will show it to you. But I've put a little bit more. So for those two where I think that the Belgian market is ideal, the first one is indeed that Compute Ops Management. So I added just a few more slides for your reference so that you know what it is. So Compute Ops Management, it's all about the operations, that they become more and more complex because we have the hardware with the software on top of it, the hypervisor, the applications, more and more things happening, hybrid deployment solutions. So the foundation, the base, we got to make it as simple as possible. So that's why we have, we're going to help you. And not only you, independent of who you are you indeed that system admin who is managing, installing, configuring those servers, and you need to install those updates. But oh, I am behind and I'm lacking with my updates because I have too many other things to firefight. I have IT ops. I have my IT director, the IT manager. I have my architect of my applications. I have line of business who says, hey guys, my application is not available. Okay, let's take a look at that server. So all those stakeholders, independent in which role that you are, Compute Ops Management will help you, because that solution that we're talking about will help all these roles within a company. Okay, so it's a single pane of glass. Independent if it's a customer at the edge with one micro server, a sales office far, far away. Let it be a big core data center with multiple servers in there. Well, we're gonna manage all those sites. It works with server groups. You can create server groups with all those physical locations, but you have in one single pane of glass, you have a view on all your customers with all their servers to see how good or how bad it goes. Which servers are supported? Well, Gen 10, Gen 10 Plus, and Gen 11 that will be there one day. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, there is already one Gen 11 server. Stay tuned. I have it in my presentation. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. So it's for any size of company. So companies with one server, with 5 servers, with 100 servers, it is there for all those environments. So don't think, oh, GreenLake, that's for large enterprises. No, Compute Ops Management is a fantastic solution, especially for those customers with 1 or 2 servers at a location far, far away. And you need to go there to do troubleshooting or installing or updating a server. Fantastic little tool. And it's just a little subscription per server that the customer will pay per year or 3 years or 5 years upfront. We'll see how he wants to pay for that. Okay. So I told you it's a cloud experience. We're gonna be sure that your servers and the platform is always up to date. So for those who started by using ILO Amplifier Pack or Insight Remote Support or OneView, yeah, very good. Keep on going. But one of the challenges is that you need to update ILO Amplifier Pack. Every 3 months, there's an update. OneView, every 2 months, there's an update. Insight Remote Support, you got to update it as well. Well, now with that SaaS platform, yeah, with the GreenLake cloud management platform, it's always up to date. You don't have to update it anymore because it happens automatically, just like with Office 365. Those Exchange servers behind it, it gets updated automatically for you. It's part of the service. Well, here it's also part of the service. Okay. And people like subscriptions. Well, it is indeed subscription based. And then this is how it looks like. If you want to have a live demo, just call me and I'm going to show it to you. But so you go to greenlake.hpe.com, then there's a square called Compute Ops Management. You click on there and then you get this. You can create server groups for those really big customers. You can see all your customers. At the top right, you see organization. You can see all those organizations, which are all your customers. And then you can see your servers. And then at the right, instead of you downloading that SPP, hold on, what was the latest SPP service pack for ProLiant? Remember that bundle with all the firmwares and drivers in there? Well, it's there in the cloud. And now the platform will tell you, hey guys, there's a new update for your server. Yeah. And these are the updates. And is it critical or major or minor? And then you can create a job and then you can say, hey guys, Friday evening at 10 p.m., update that server and reboot that server. You don't have to go on premises anymore. You can power on the server, you can shut down the server, you can reboot a server and then do firmware updates. That's what you can do today. However, believe me, I keep on repeating this in all my update sessions because there will be regular updates on Compute Ops Management. Like I said, the complete lifecycle management including installing operating systems will be in there. Yeah, and it's all part of that one subscription that you're going to sell with a ProLiant server. So instead of selling ILO Advanced License, you're going to sell the COM. It's called the COM, Compute Ops Management, COM. You're going to sell that COM subscription. Okay. And that's it. Well, I think at least I see the value. I use it already. So really cool thing. So this is then an example about all those firmwares, all those SPPs that exist. Well, also for your security and compliancy officer, when you go to your customer, well, now you can prove, look at that, Mr. Customer, you have 5 or 10 or 20 servers. Well, you're compliant. This is what is installed. You don't have to do an inventory anymore, a survey. creating reports to see that everything is up to date. No, all that information is inside the platform, and it's telling you for your customers, are they compliant? Are they up to date? Yes or no? How many servers are running the latest one and the second last, and ooh, that is out of date. And yes, you will get those notifications. What else do you need? I think this is 2 steps better compared to with the on-premises solutions that we have today. They made it happen, but this is much easier to use and to consume your IT, right? It started with storage, with Alletra. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but here as well, now for compute ops management, great stuff. For those who know Aruba with the networking, probably you heard about Aruba Central. Yeah, Aruba Central, which is cloud-based management for your access points and your switches. Guys, this is Aruba Central. Okay, the platform in the backend is, by the way, Aruba Central based. So instead of installing manually your access points and your switches, you can do it in the cloud. Well, this is exactly the same, but now for your servers. Right? Know that there is, if you're interested and you say, I want to look at it, know that there is a 90-day evaluation available for up to 10 devices. So if you have 10 ProLiant servers, at least Gen 10 or above with ILO 5 in there, well, you can get a 90-day, 3 months trial license, trial subscription, I should say, for up to 10 devices. And then you can see how easy it is. Okay. And then afterwards, we're going to talk about pricing. I saw the pricing. It is very interesting. Okay. Believe me. Good. I see no questions in the Q&A. I keep on going. The second service that I think that will become popular in Belgium is backup and recovery service, so BNR. Okay, so like I said, I added just 4 or 5 slides on it so that you are aware of what it is. If you want to have a demo, I was one of the beta testers last year of this product, so I can show it as well on my own environment. And what was the benefit of it? What I liked about it is that indeed in just a few clicks to set it up, it's one platform where I can see the status of the data protection of my VMs, and to set it up, less than 5 minutes. 3 clicks, less than 5 minutes. I just need to enter the details of my vCenter. The platform will connect to my vCenter. There's a little appliance, a DO, a data orchestrator, a little VM, a vApp that is installed. Yeah. You don't have to do it manually. It happens automatically for you. After 5 minutes, I see all my virtual machines. I can select my virtual machines. I want this one, that one, that one, and that one. I apply the policy, which tells me how many copies I want to keep here and how many copies in the cloud, because we can have local backups and we can have backups in the cloud. You don't have to set up everything. Everything is in there. You hit OK, and bang, there you go. Your VMs are protected, and you can do restores of those VMs. And you're going to pay per VM. Everything what's behind, you don't care. Okay? Or you go the manual way, or you go to backup as a service. And what is really fun, because this is what I was testing, a backup and recovery service last year. There was a prerequisite that said, okay, the data, the virtual machines that are running, that you want to protect, they need to be on HPE storage managed by DSCC Data Services Cloud Console. Which storage array is that? Alletra. Now, how many customers have already Alletra running? Hold on, I have a nice offer for you. You'll see in a minute. We have a new Alletra, which is perfect for the Belgian market. But besides that, it was Alletra only, medium and large size companies. Well, what was added, what you should be aware of now, look at that. Any storage. So if you have a customer with third-party storage, yeah, even customers with virtual machines on Synologies and QNAPs or MSAs, or Nobody's Perfect EMC or Pure or NetApp or whatever something. So today, any storage is okay. Any VM on any storage of any vendor, as long as it's VMware based, we can deliver that, we can sell that service, we can make backups, and we can do restores. Okay, so it doesn't even have to be HPE Alletra anymore. Any server, any storage, just it's got to be VMware based. And then we can do data protection, backup, and recovery as a service. You're going to pay the service per virtual machine. Okay, and that's really cool for those customers who don't want to invest in a local server with Veeam and proxies and backup jobs and replication jobs and cloud connects and so on. Well, this is as a service. It's a ready-to-use platform. You don't have to update it because it's a SaaS platform. It gets updated automatically. So this is how it looks like. And very important, look at that. This is new as well. This was announced during the summer. So you can have VMs on a VMware environment. But now if you have customers running in the cloud, hey, those VMs running at Amazon Web Services, they also need to be backed up, right? They need to be protected. Don't think that they get protected by default by Amazon. Not at all. You need to protect them. Well, the HPE Backup and Recovery Service, you can sell it as a service. It's a subscription per VM. And you can even do a backup of Amazon Web Services, right? How cool is that? Now, I get a question in the Q&A. I like that. For the backup and recovery solution, you need first to organize a local backup or not? Well, officially the answer is no. If you say, I don't have on-premises local storage, you can send backups only to the cloud. Of course, you should know that the backup takes a little bit longer and definitely the restore takes longer. So the best practice is that indeed we have local on-premises storage. It can be any storage, yeah, can be any storage, but you gotta have local storage, best practice, because we're gonna make a local backup. By the way, if you have an HPE storage array, yeah, because like I said, you can have third-party storage, but if you have an HPE storage array, like for instance, a Nimble, yeah, or Tripar or Alletra, the better, as long as it's not MSA. But all the other storage platforms like Nimble, what it will do is it has also snapshot integration. So you will see that we have 3 levels or where we can store backups, depending on the RTO and the RPO. Recovery time and recovery point objective. So if you want to have the shortest RTO and RPO, we're going to make snapshots locally in the Nimble array. And at that moment, really quickly, we can restore instead of you manually restoring a snapshot, mounting a snapshot to a server, connecting to it and recover data. No, it happens automatically for you. So we have local snapshots. And by the way, I have a really cool demo. I have it in my data center already running, so I can show it to you. You have local copies, you have then copies on the local storage. It can be an ML350 with local disks in there. It can be technically, in my case, it's a Synology local storage that I am using. Local storage, it's also fast to restore because it's on the same 10 gig network. And then the third place is then that cloud backup. Why is that? Hey guys, the 3-2-1 rule. Remember the Veeam 3-2-1 rule? Well, we have in one platform, we can have the 3-2-1 rule in here as well. How you sell it? Subscription per VM as a service, 1-3 years of how long that you are using it. Okay. If it looks like there is interest, at least there are questions on it, so I like it. Contact me. I'll show it to you. We'll set up a virtual or a physical meeting, and I'll show it to you. Really cool. Yeah. For backup of VMs on AWS, you pay the AWS egress fees, right? What do you think? That's the cool thing about it. No, It's an HPE solution. The data can be stored then in the HPE cloud storage. You pay per terabyte, of course. If you're going to put a copy of your data in the cloud, which is then the HPE cloud, you're going to pay per terabyte. Yeah. But no, there are no egress costs. That's on the cost of HPE. So no, there are no egress costs of how many restores that you're going to do, which is also a good thing compared to our competitors in the public cloud, right? What product is behind this backup solution? It's an HPE solution, by the way. Okay, so this is HPE. For those, I don't want to say that it's RMC, but there's a lot of intelligence of RMC for those who know Recovery Manager Central, yeah, which was an on-premises solution. Yeah, it's still there. It's a local VM that you needed to deploy, and then you had to update RMC and so on. Well, they put it in the cloud as a SaaS platform. Yeah, so there's part of the RMC technology behind it, but it's a complete HPE solution. Okay, and I like it. Will it be applicable for every customer? No, not at all. I will keep on recommending Veeam or Simplivity or other data protection, but I know a few customers, definitely also the small ones, who will like this solution as well as a complement to maybe other solutions, just because it's easy to set up and easy to restore. Now you can ask me the question, hey Bart, can I recover one mail from a mailbox on an Exchange server or one record from a table in a database somewhere? No. Okay, no, there's not yet. It's on the roadmap. There's no granularity for these kind of things. We are protecting VMs and you can restore VMs. Okay, so file level recovery, it's also on the roadmap, but it's not there yet. Okay, but for basic data protection, really cool and very simple to use in less than 5 minutes to set it up. So from nothing to set it up, 5 minutes to protect the VM, 3 clicks. And like I said, now AWS, the hybrid cloud, we can protect now Amazon Compute VMs as well. So it's not only an HPE solution only. Any storage, any compute, as long as it's VMware or AWS based. Okay. So what you need to do, select your VMs or your EC2 instances. Then you create that protection policy, which shows how many copies here, how many copies there, how many copies in the cloud. You create one time a policy, you apply that policy on that protection group. Bang, there you go, your VMs are protected. It's that easy. Yeah, you don't have to install anything, just connect your vCenter and everything will happen automatically. Also here, 90-day free evaluation, 0 commitment, no credit cards that you have to give for afterwards and so on. So you can try it for yourself or just call me and I will give a demo together with you. You're gonna love it. Okay, good. Hey, let's stop GreenLake. There were plenty of other announcements as well. More than enough about HPE as a service. Okay, there were other announcements as well. The first one is compute. I was surprised that it was well hidden in the back of the room, but somewhere I saw, generation 11. Yes, the first Gen 11 server is there. And now you're surprised probably, right? Well, I was surprised as well, because no, there is no ProLiant Gen 11 yet, because we still have to wait for Intel and AMD for the next CPUs, and probably it will be early next year somewhere. At least that's the rumor that I heard, but it won't happen this year anymore for ProLiant Gen 11. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a Gen 11 server, because there are other types of servers who also are needed in the market, definitely in the cloud native infrastructure. Yeah, and so really quickly, I just put the slides in here because I don't expect that Tech Data will have hundreds of them on stock, because it's a specific niche market, but just it's to give you an idea of what is coming. And you might have a customer who needs this, but if you have a customer who needs indeed to run those cloud applications or media streaming, social media platforms, e-commerce, yeah, so those web platforms, scale out networks. Well, at that moment, tada, the first ProLiant. No, it's not a DL, not an ML, not a Synergy, not an Apollo. It's an RL300 Gen 11. So the first Gen 11 server is there, RL300. Now, where do we going to position it? Are we going to run VMware on there? Well, technically, I don't think so, because it's if you take a look at the cores, 100, it's the first server with 128 cores per socket. Now you're gonna tell me, huh? That doesn't exist, right? AMD and Intel doesn't have that. That's right. It's an Ampera CPU. Okay. So it's not Intel or AMD, it's an Ampera CPU, 128 cores, low wattage, which is very important, low power consumption in these days with the energy prices that we're talking today. But it's a power horse to run indeed those cloudy workloads on there. Okay. So just to give you an idea, there are specific customers, workloads who require this. And I just wanted to show you that the first Gen 11 is there, maybe like a teaser. But like I said, as soon as Intel will be there with their next generation CPUs and they can deliver them, then there will be a ProLiant DL Gen 11 server as well. Okay. So there you go, the Ampera Ultra and the Max CPUs. Where are you going to run it? Like I said, it's all web content, AI, analytics, database, media encoding, and in-memory caching of your in-memory workloads. It's a power horse, but it's not a traditional Windows or VMware server, right? So be aware of that. Now, why I want to mention, yeah, it's a ProLiant server. There is ILO in there. They call it, at least what I saw, it was called ILO 6. It looks very similar to ILO 5. It's probably a faster CPU and a little bit more cache inside, but it's the next generation server management. Yes, of course, it connects to COM, Compute Ops Management, of course. Now, these platforms will be used as well a lot with open source software. That's why the ILO, the server management, there is an open source community there, which is called OpenBMC. Know that you can run the OpenBMC software as well on that ILO chip. So if you want to do the open source compute management or resource management, I have seen the demo of it. So technically it is possible to run their code on the ILO chip to do server management as well. Okay, so just awareness, big CPUs, a lot of cores of what will be coming, and it gives you an idea for the upcoming months and definitely the beginning of next year that there will be DL 300 Gen 11 servers as well. Okay, by the way, if you're going to take a look in the market, there was quite a lot of fuzz already about it. So it's an, by the way, Ampera, for those who don't know, it's an ARM based CPU. Okay, so in the PC market and the tablet market, the ARM is already quite popular. Well, now ARM is coming as well in the server market with not bad 128 cores, but very important. Well, you need to have an operating system that can run on ARM. Now I heard that VMware is working on it, that there will be indeed a hypervisor for ARM-based CPUs as well. But that's why more to come. It's all about the awareness. Know that it's there. And then normally it should have been announced at HPE Discover, but for some kind of reason, there were some things in the backend that didn't work. So the announcement didn't make it at HPE Discover. And it happened early September. But even then, I don't want to, I want to show it to you as well, Alletra 5000 announcement. Why is it important? Because I think this is a really cool thing for the Belgian market. Okay, so we already had, and if you don't know, please take a look at all the previous webinars that we organized. So go to techdataevents.be and you will find a lot of information about it, about Alletra 6000 and 9000, where Alletra 6000 is the nimble all-flash AF series, next generation, with NVMe storage instead of SSDs. And then Alletra 9000 is the new Primera, which is the new Tripar. So what's the difference between 6000 and 9000? Primera and Nimble, it's all about business critical data and mission critical data. What's the difference between the two? Well, it's about the uptime. Nimble and Alletra 6000 guarantees 6 nines of availability, while Primera and now Alletra 9000 gives you 100% of availability. By the way, I have the picture here, right? So if you take a look at the storage portfolio today, yep, MSA is still there. No updates yet on the 7th generation. So we're still working on MSA 2060 and 2062. Quick update, there are new SKUs available with new power supplies. So for those who are interested, you might notice that the SKUs from the MSA, still generation 6, they changed from A to B at the end. There are new power supplies with a higher efficiency. Due to Lot 9 regulations, we need higher efficiency power supplies, which is good for my electricity bill again. But that's MSA. It's there. I don't have any news yet about the 7th generation. As soon as I have the news, you will be the first to hear it from us here at Tech Data. So we had Alletra 6000, Nimble DNA, 6 nines of availability, fantastic storage array. We're selling them quite a lot. But now NVMe, Alletra 9000, big brother, higher end, 100% availability based on Tripar and Primera. Yeah. Well, what is announced now? Well, Alletra 5000. Okay, so Alletra 5000 is also like Alletra 6000 based on Nimble technology. Now the Alletra 6000 was an AF all-flash SSD only series, which is now NVMe. Well, I can tell you now that Alletra 5000 will be replacing the Nimble HF series. So the hybrid flash series, which are very popular storage arrays here in Belgium. So I'm quite convinced that 5000 will be a success as well. So it's DNA from Nimble, 6 nines of availability, all the things that you know about the Nimble HF, it's exactly the same in the Alletra 5000. Okay. So what do you need to know? What are we going to run on there? Well, VM farms, virtual machines, Hyper-V, VMware, all the things that you are doing, test dev, general purpose workloads, the Belgian market, right? It is efficient with deduplication, compression, InfoSight is in there with the AI-driven all stack, full stack analytics. It's very easy to use, to set it up with just a few clicks, and you can store your data on there. So it's really a cool thing. The only difference is that now it's called Alletra. The management is done from within DSCC, Data Services Cloud Console. Remember the GreenLake portal? Yeah, so everything is cloud managed now. But by the way, this is already the case with Nimble Gen 5. So your customers with Nimble Gen 5, HF and AF, they can have that DSCC cloud-based management console as well. Why is it going there? Again, for the upgrades, single click of a button from in the cloud. I have 20 customers with a Nimble array. Well, now from one interface, I can update all those storage arrays. I don't have to go on site anymore. There is no downtime. There is no performance impact, but I can manage my environment. I can maintain my environment in a much easier way. Also, the deployment. Again, you have to ship that Alletra 5000 to your customer. The heaviest job that day that you're going to do is get it out of the box because it's rather heavy. It's at least 35 kilos. Put it in a rack, power cable, network cable, power it on, and that's it, because it will be discovered in DSCC. You copy that token from that device in there and you configure it. And 15 minutes later, you can create volumes and present them to your servers through intent-based provisioning, right? So that's what we are doing. And like I said, so now to position, to compare, well, the HF20 and the HF40, very popular models here, HF60, which is the same, but just faster. Well, look at that. Now we are announcing Alletra 5010, 5030, and 5050. What's the difference? Fast, faster, even faster. So more IOPS by upgrading that controller. Very important. No H models. Yes, I know in the HF20 or in the HF40, we had H models, half populated models to lower the price a little bit. We had the smaller models for really the small customers. We had a half populated model with half the capacity. Well, that is not available yet in 5010. It's under investigation, but I have no commitments on date and availability. Also, in the HF series, we had a C model, the C from compression only, so no deduplication, only compression for data that is not dedupable, let's say video content, for instance. Yeah. So today in Alletra 5000, no C models available as well. Okay. SKUs are simplified. The software and the support is a subscription-based model, 3 years, 5 years, or 1 year. You can do the upgrade from Gen 5 to Alletra 5000. This is just swapping the controllers. User experience, exactly the same. Now, quite important, you're going to ask me, because now you're going to take a look at the quick specs and the Ninja stars. Yes, it is in product bulletin. It is everywhere in OCA available. It's ready to order. By the way, I didn't test it yet because it's really new. We didn't have the first one delivered. It was announced, when was it? The 6th or the 7th of September. It's barely 2 weeks ago, but HPE confirms at least that they say available, shippable in 6 weeks, apparently. Yeah, so apparently there is stock. They made it a high priority to push Alletra 5000 to the market. And apparently HPE tells me, at least, like I said, I could not check it already because it was announced 2 weeks ago. Takes some time to order them, but apparently HPE confirms that it's a matter of weeks, so you don't have to wait a year at least to get your storage array. So that's good that you can sell it and offer it to your customers. The only challenge I know is, yeah, if you need to order servers and then you have to wait months for that server, that's another discussion. But hey, I'm just sharing the message that I got from HPE. Very important as well is, because now you're going to take a look in the quick specs, the HF20 entry level, the cheapest model is the 21 TB model, which is 6 SSDs for cache, and then 21 1 terabyte drives in there. Well, you will see that with Alletra 5000. That model doesn't exist anymore. Why not? Because those 1 TB drives, they are hard to find. And by the way, people need more anyway. So the smallest model of the Alletra 5000 will be the 42 TB model, which is the model with 20 times the 2 terabyte drive. Very important. You're going to tell me, oh, that makes it more expensive. Nope. You will get double the capacity for the same price. What do you think? You like it or not? You get more, yeah, for less, for the same price. So that's a good thing, Mr. Customer. We're not making it more expensive. It's not cheaper, but you get more for the same price, which is, I think, honestly, a very good thing to get a better total cost of ownership and return on investment. So there you go. Look at that, the family. So like I said, the higher the number, yeah, just like with HF20, 40, 60, you will get more IOPS. Okay. And then the capacity depends. Yeah, we have disk shelves that you can add, just like with the HF 5th generation nimble arrays. It's exactly the same disk shelf. It has another name, but it's exactly the same disk shelf in here. Maybe I don't see the question coming yet. Hey, what about NVMe? No, it's the all-flash array. So the 6000 is NVMe. This is still SSD based. Okay, since it's a hybrid array, there's no use yet of using NVMe. It is still very fast. If you have customers who need the lowest latency, then they need to go to Alletra 6000, which is, by the way, also very good priced. My opinion is I think it's a very fair price for what you get. Okay. More comparisons for the techies in the room. What's the difference? Indeed, we're using the latest Intel CPUs in there. Besides that, for you, 2 controllers, the number of cores, the number of cache, it is very similar. It's only you will get more performance because we have a faster Intel CPU in there. And then very important, as you can see with the drive capacities. So the first drive is the 2 TB model, which makes it a 42 TB base model. I get a question. The 5000 is not in Ninja Stars yet. Probably you will need to update your Ninja Star to the latest version, because I know it was in there. However, yes, indeed, there were some issues with the performance numbers. Yeah, and so that's why it was there for, I think, 2 days. That the Ninja Stars was there, and then they pulled back that update because there were some issues with the performance numbers. So they're working on it now, and it's a matter of time. I didn't get a confirmation when it will be available again. I think it's a matter of days. But so they had to do more performance testing to guarantee those numbers of guaranteed performance. But they will look very similar. So performance-wise, it looks very similar to the HF20 and the 5010, the 40 with the 5030, and then the 60 with the 5050. By the way, for those who know, and if you're interested, call me. There's a tech talk. So for more technical details, there is an extended presentation available on the tech talks where you have those performance numbers in there as well. If you want to have pictures at the inside and the outside, the front and the back, well, this is out of scope. I will, by the way, in the next session in October with the portfolio update session, there we're going to talk more practical in detail. I will give demos of how it looks like, and there I will show much more information in depth, definitely, as well about Alletra 5000, because I think that indeed this will be a very popular model in the Belgian market as well. I'm already negotiating with HPE to get an Alletra 5000 in my demo environment. Okay, and then as you can see, comparison, it's just what is in there of how many slots, how many controllers. Yes, iSCSI, 1025 gigabits, 1632 gig fiber channel, all the things that you know from Nimble Gen 5 is exactly the same in Alletra 5000. Okay, good. Okay, we're almost through. This was what I wanted to announce from HPE Discover: the software, the hardware updates. And then 2 days ago, I got an email from HPE. This has nothing to do with HPE Discover, but again, for you, and I see a lot of familiar names in the room. So thank you back again for your confidence of being here. And I want to share with you that I got an email 2 days ago that yes, the HPE Simplivity Ready Packs, the promotions, which were gone for more than half a year, and everybody was so sad about it. Yeah, I can tell you that Ready Packs are back again. Woohoo! So what does that mean? It's not that Simplivity wasn't gone. Yeah, Simplivity was still there. We kept on selling it like hot cookies, very popular. The only thing is we didn't have a price that we could share with you. So you had to contact HPE, ask for special pricing, negotiate through us to get the best price. And at the end, you got very good prices, but we didn't have that OPG with prices. Well, I can tell you that from now on, we have back again an OPG with prices, with some very interesting bundles. Some of you called it a bundle. So know that they are back. Multiple bundles in here. We have the Simplivity 325s, the extra small ones. We have the Simplivity 325. This is a very popular model, the 7.5 TB model. Now, since this is a public webinar, where everybody can register, I cannot disclose the prices here, but please call me or my colleagues from the HPE team, and we can share those prices with you. But believe me, these are interesting prices. So for 2 nodes, back again, it's a complete configuration. We have another one, the large one, so the 10 TB model, which is also very popular. It gives you around 17 terabyte of capacity on your cluster. So those 325s with AMD CPUs, very popular. But if you prefer the DL380, yep, the 380s are there as well, the 7 and the 10 TB models, which are the most sold ones at least. So know that those promo packs, those bundles are back again available. Now, at least it gives you an idea of expected pricing to close your deal, of course, in a much faster way. If you want to have more information about this, or about the Letra 5000, or maybe that ProLiant RL300 with the ARM Ampera processor in there, or COM, or DSCC, or backup and recovery, and so on, or all the other services that we talked about, please contact us. Here's our general email address, bart.junges@techdata.com. Our phone number, everybody knows where to find me, right? We are here. I am not alone. I have Christophe, Steve, Wim, we have Peter and Danny, the account managers for all the non-technical stuff and so on. We're a big HPE team here at Tech Data to support you and your business, of course. So thank you, by the way, for all that business. We keep on going, and we try to look for new business and new opportunities and new products, of course, that you can sell even more, of course. There's a question, when will we get the promotions for Simplivity, and how long will the promotion be valid? Well, the first question, when will we get the promotions? Like I said, we just got them Tuesday evening in our mailbox, so it is also new to us. Okay, so normally you will get this through the regular communications, and now, hey, since you know me and you attend my webinars, you're the first one again. So please send me a mail, or HP Enterprise at techdata.be. I don't know if you're in contact with Wim, Christophe, or Steven. They are aware of this as well. Anyway, I don't want to make a fuss of it as well. You had those prices, you had those discounts. It gives you just an idea now. I can have 2 nodes for, let's say, 30K or something like that. It's just easier to go to a customer to sell because you have those confirmed prices. But even without these packs, in the past, you could sell 2 Simplivity nodes. You just had to ask for a special pricing before you know the price, before you can sell it to your customer. That's the only difference. It makes your life easier. So contact us. You will get an update. And otherwise, if this is really important for you, just call me or send me an email. And oh, hold on. Guys, you are fast. I see the first email coming in already in my mailbox. Hey, Bart, tell me more details. So, but that's good. That's why we are here to help you, of course, to do that business. So, and then the second question, how long will the promotion be valid? Well, this is, hey, it's per quarter, okay? So it's per quarter that this is valid. And the end of the book year is end of October, if I remember well. And then probably there will be a new pack, but it was gone due to several reasons, but now it's back. I expect that they will, of course, not do it now for 1.5 months, and then they will stop with it again. I expect that this will keep on going in the first quarter from November on, of course. Okay, good. Look at that. We finished on time. I'm going to give even 10 minutes back of your time. I hope it was useful. I hope you liked it. One of the days, my colleagues from the marketing team will send out a copy of the presentation. If you have questions, you know where to find us. Of course, I will stay here in the room, so Q&A is still open now. Thank you for being here, for your time with us. And like I said, next month we have an update session about the portfolio. So then we're really going to talk about the products. We will dive deeper in Alletra. We will dive deeper in COM, in backup and recovery, in the ProLiant updates of all the latest that I have at that moment. So definitely a lot to talk about. So from my side, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and stay safe, and then hope to see you at a next event, a physical or a virtual event out there. Have a great day. Bye-bye.